Nation wants to know, who can we blame for this? Is it the director Unnikrishnan B and writer Uday Krishna for making such a movie? Is it the actor Mohan Lal who did and accepted and acted in such a movie? Or is it the fans, the core hardcore fans that have been crying for vintage Mohan Lal and demanding that kind of Mohan Lal back? Are those people to blame, which includes many of us? Are we to blame for asking that level of Mohan Lal Lalitanism, mass masala entertainers? Who is to blame? We are going to examine that in today's video on Arata, which I watched. And the first thing I want to say is that the background music, which although was like a Viswasam type, entertaining, energetic background music, my ears were bleeding at the end of the movie because it is there throughout and it is so loud at a decibel that I personally could not handle continuously for close to 3 hours. So please, next time, reduce the volume in the mass masala films. It is very loud to handle in a theater experience. Even at home, I would think it is just jarring, and I do not like jarring background music in movies. However, the background music itself is very catchy, very entertaining, and very massy, as it should be. Now let's talk about the good thing about the movie. You know, the good thing is that there are two wins here. One is a win of the people that actually wanted a funny, jolly good fellow Mohan Lal back again, who's doing action comedy seamlessly and is very entertaining and energetic and looking fit and healthy and young in appearance. That is a huge win in this movie. You will not believe how thin, fit Mohan Lal is looking, how young he's looking. It's like he's in his 30s. The level of energy with which he performs the action and the level of ease with which he does the comedy and all the other parts, that whole bubbly enthusiasm was missing for so many years now, until we saw Bro Daddy, of course, but that was a comedy. So in this genre, to see an actor do sort of a jolly good vibe is something that we have been missing all across India. So I'm glad that that huge impact has been created in this movie, or that revival has been created. Second win is that the people who wanted this vintage Mohan Lal vibe are actually given all these movie reminders of Mohan Lal. The entire film continuously points to old Mohan Lal movies such as Devasuram, Chandralekha, Chitram, Narasimham, you name it, and it is there in this movie. And he is actually doing one or two scenes or performing in that manner when these movie references come up. So for those 30 seconds each when the movie is mentioned, you will all get to see that vibe which you were all missing. And I think that that is what people kind of wanted. Not exactly, we will talk more about it, but that kind of what people wanted. They wanted some sort of throwback vibe. They wanted some sort of remembrance of these old movies and pointing to his old movies and references. So this entire movie is a list of references to Mohan Lal's old films, and for some portions it definitely lands. However, for other portions it does not land, which brings me to the next point of, other than the two wins, this movie has nothing to offer. This movie actually goes in a particular cycle. It talks about Mohan Lal's old reference movies, then some sort of villain or negative situation comes in, then there is an action block, and then he goes and sort of flirts with a lady or something else or cracks some joke, going back to Mohan Lal's old reference, villain comes in, action, flirting, all of that. It keeps going in this circle. So while this is entertaining for the first 30-40 minutes of the movie, as you're getting into the story and you're understanding this and you're enjoying this breath of fresh air, as it continues for the next 2 hours again and again and again, it gets very repetitive, it disengages the audience, and it becomes like the same thing again and again. So references to a point are fun to watch. If it keeps happening over and over and over and the whole movie is a list of references, it's not fun to watch. If the whole movie goes in the same cycle where random villains such as the KGF villain comes in for like 10 minutes and basically gets thrashed by Mohan Lal, he's not even there in the movie, I don't even know why he came in the movie. These kind of things happen to create the mass action block. But if it keeps happening without any meaning, without any emotional backing, without any story, it's not going to be fun. Because the writers realized this, I think that they threw in a bunch of twists in the last 30-40 minutes of the movie. So after all this repeated cycle, suddenly in the last 30 minutes the film changes and becomes a full something else altogether. It goes into the past of Gopan, played by Mohan Lal. It goes into the twists and the theories of who he is, where he comes from, what he is. It goes into twists and theories of who the real villain is, who these people are. It just adds twist after twist after twist to create some sort of a story or a backing which is very poorly written. and is very disengaging and just does not land at all. And all of this happens back to back out of nowhere and does not really answer a lot of the questions. So clearly this film was made not really to tell a story at all. It was made to please the fans. It was made for all the popular demand that there has been for so many years, that we are all aware of, that people want vintage Mohanlal back, people want that vibe, people just want to go and celebrate, people do not clearly, they do not care about big projects like Marakkar if it doesn't work for them or that movie didn't work for them. So this team just went out and said, why not just give people what they want? They just want to be entertained. They don't really need a story. They want to watch Mohanlal mass action, comedy, flirting, singing, dancing. They want all of that in the local environment, wearing the local clothing and speaking the local slang and all of that, appearing like a godlike hero. That's what they want. Let's give them that. That is what the approach is. So do not go looking for a story. Do not go looking for anything. This is a spoof entertainer, and the joke is on us because we asked for this. Many people asked for this. So I'm not going to rate this movie, but you can in the comments below and tell me what your thoughts are on Arata. Like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to subscribe and keep watching for much more.